Welcome back to the Shift RSA. My name is Jean.
And I'm Cam.
And today we are joining the West Rand Beach Buggy Club to see if we can get an idea of what the local beach buggy scene is like.
And luckily for us, someone's been mad enough to actually give us the keys for one of their buggies. You want the...
Yeah, chewy.
I might just do like a... Beep.
Okay, so now all we have to do is decide who's going to drive.
Haha! Alright, so I'm first up. First try. One thing I can say about these cars is that it does take a bit of skill to drive them, especially with the gearbox. You're not really reassured when you're in gear. You kind of have to find the gear, put it in there, and hope. One thing worth mentioning about these cars, with it being so open and so airy. I mean, here's the road right next to me. It's definitely a very visceral feeling. With this car being so light, and with the amount of power you get from these motors that are strapped to the back of these little rockets, it is very reactive when you put your foot. If you think about how much this weighs, a couple of 100 kgs, if that. Put your foot down, you get a reaction very quickly out of it. And it's actually quite a lot of fun to drive. The steering, very reactive. The acceleration is fantastic. It's very fun. I can see I'm going to be using that word a lot today, describing this car, as it is a very fun car to drive. With having the engine in the back, you do have a very nice sensation of being pushed along instead of being pulled from the front. Might not seem like it, but it does actually give you a very different feeling having the engine in the back and being shoved along by the rear wheel drive.
So at the time of editing this video, I realized we lost all the audio for the rest of Cameron's footage. So we're just going to cut straight to my part. We find ourselves in quite an oddball. I don't think by any meaning of the word is this conventional, practical, but one thing that it definitely is undeniably cool. It is such a fantastic thing to drive. So just judging from my position and the geometry in here, you can tell that this is not a normal car. I'm sat here with my knees almost next to my ears. The steering wheel is here in the middle. It actually feels very similar to a go-kart, to an actual go-kart. It's actually quite surreal when you consider the fact that this is road legal. So I can take this now and I can drive however far it will go on a public road, yet I'm out here. For me, it doesn't make sense to review this like it's a normal car. It's more something that you want to just hop in and enjoy and really just experience. Like, it's so raw. It's so analog. Like there's nothing here. There's a speedo that doesn't work. I don't know how much fuel is in it, and I'm not really bothered because I can do this. There is a slight sensation. That it might kill me, but I don't know if I'm actually going as fast as it feels. If you drive motorbikes or you drive a drop top, you'll know that it tends to feel a lot faster than it actually is. And that's because you've got all of this and you've got the wind going past you, so it feels incredibly fast, but I don't know if it is, and I don't know if it has to be. One very strange sensation is that I can actually smell the fuel. I just love how raw it is. This is a raw driving experience in every sense of the word, and it's rather fantastic. One thing you'll hear beach buggy aficionados say is that these things can hang with 4x4s on the trails, and I tend to believe that because it doesn't feel heavy enough to even get stuck in the first place. So as far as I know, it's a Volkswagen Beetle platform. I think that's a 1300 flat 4 engine that the Bugs used to come with, and then basically they just replace everything on top here. This is a very necessary precaution, and this is a very fiberglass body, but the recipe for these is so simple. As long as you don't get the wiring wrong, you're not in much danger. And from what the owner has told me, it's quite hard to actually roll one of these. I don't know if that should be a selling point for any car, but I think these are quite hard to roll, and that means you can have quite a bit of fun. I don't know when last I've had this much fun in a car. It's so ridiculous. And we've driven an Uno Turbo, a Fiat 500 Abarth, a very hot Audi TTS, and this is ridiculous. To think that you can drive this on the road is absolutely nuts. You really guess what gear you're in, if I'm very honest. You really like just guess. You just put it somewhere and hope it's not reversed. But wow, what a crazy sensation. I know I'm not able to give you guys headline figures or anything like that, but I don't think it matters. What an absolutely bonkers machine. Whoopsie. I think it's all about... Oh. I think beach buggies are all about that. It's really all about just getting going and then eventually getting over what initially seems like unconquerable terrain and then just plowing straight over it. And having the air, the fresh air out here, and having this analog experience, I don't know if money can buy that. Speaking of money, these are ridiculously cheap. Volkswagen made I don't know how many million bucks, and I think to make these, I don't think it costs a lot. I don't think it needs to cost a lot. I think the recipe wins. No weight, all of this a moderately punchy engine, and I think you're stuck with something that is just epic from the start. Bye bye. I think I've had so much fun in this car now, and I'm so appreciative to PG for handing us the keys to his bug. And having spent the day with them and having seen the Beach Buggy Club in their element has been such an absolute treat. I know this isn't a fully comprehensive review the way we usually would do it, but it's been such a crazy experience, and I hope we've been able to give you a bit of an insight as to what it's like to join a run like this, and then to what it's like to drive a car like this. And this is a very uniquely South African experience, I think. I know some people have Baja bugs and things like that, but in a South African context, as a people that are very resourceful, I think this speaks to the hearts of a South African motorist, and I think it speaks to my heart, and it provides an experience that I don't think money can buy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the camera and I'm going to hoon up this gravel road again, because it is just mind-blowing.